everybody, and welcome to Generally Speaking, the podcast that bridges the worlds of pop culture and personal development. I'm your host, Jennifer Snook. I'm so happy to be here with you today. I hope everything's been going well in your world. There's been so much happening in the world. It's a wild place right now, you guys. Before we get started, if you're watching this on YouTube, please make sure you reach out and smash that subscribe button. I would appreciate it. Okay, now let's get our Christy on the line.
Oh my God, we're twinsies.
Oh my gosh, we are twinsies. Hi, cutie pie.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning to you. How are you?
That's hilarious.
I mean, it's real.
It's real.
Especially if my hair wasn't blonde. Imagine how real it'd be then.
Right?
How are you, babe? What's happening?
I'm good. I'm Friday, after this,
Cheersies, my dearsies.
Cheers. Rocky's going for a play date after this.
Oh, how exciting.
Yeah.
Yes, he has his shots and he can do that sort of thing now, right?
Yes, and they're two boxers and they're old, so hopefully it goes well.
Hopefully. Dogs playing always makes me a little nervous.
Right, you never know.
It can just go south so fast.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? 1 minute, everything's fine. The next minute, you got a $5,000 vet bill.
And especially because we're in dog training, so now I have a whole new view on the world. You're supposed to introduce them first by walking. There's all these rules now instead of just, hey, here you are. Play.
Yeah. Well, sounds to me like you better follow them.
Yeah, or try.
Nobody wants that $5,000 vet bill.
Right? So what's happening?
Okay, so let's start with what did you think? I mean, did J-Lo or did J-Lo not bring it for the 50-something-year-olds on the AMAs? I mean, that woman.
Right? Amazing. First of all, her body, always.
Her body, always. And she just slayed it, didn't she?
Yeah.
And you know what I loved? I felt so happy for her because she looked like she was having a good time. You know what I mean? Like she was back in her sweet spot and she was like, this is my lane. I know it. Watch me go. And fucking well, I did.
Watch me go kiss everybody on stage.
And who?
Right? Exactly. Yeah, it was good.
So good.
Speaking of the AMAs, you've been keeping a secret. I saw your daughter Carly's story on social media and spill the beans.
You're talking about the Kendra of it all?
Yeah.
The Kendra and the Zach of it all.
I was like this.
Didn't they look great?
They are so cute, so perfect.
It is such a sweet matchup. I swear it really is. So yeah, it's obvious. It obviously didn't start, the day before the AMAs, but it's been a little top secret. So I've been using the term codename chicken fry. That's my favorite Zach Brown. Zach Brown band song, Chicken Fry. Do you know that song?
No, but I saw that.
Oh my God, you have to when you're done, please listen. Also, I just want to say this. Carly sent me another song the other day because the funny thing is I didn't really know him, but I did know his music. That silly chicken fry song. It's on my top rotation. It has been for a couple years. It's just a really fun song. It's the kind of song that you want to make dinner to on a Friday night. It's fun. And then Carly sent me another song when I was driving to work the other day. And then that song rolled into another song about, I think a chicken he's got a lot of songs about chickens, but they're all really good.
Don't let Craig from Southern Charm hear that, chicken.
I know.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, but yeah, we love Kendra. We're also Team Kendra, and she is just so happy. And I haven't spent any time with Zach, but my Carly has spent plenty of time with him, and she says that he is just a peach. So as long as Kendra is with a peach, I'm happy about it.
Yes.
Also, did you see her? She was glowing.
So beautiful.
So beautiful.
Yeah, Carly took the greatest photos, but I couldn't wait to talk to you. I went, what?
I know. It was great. And we were all just so happy for her. Speaking of new couples, can we talk for just a second about the whole Liz Hurley and When what's his name? Billy Ray Cyrus of it all.
I know. And they seem really happy.
But do they seem happy? Because that face he makes in every picture, it's that I can't even do it. He's got the hat on. The eyes are like closed. He looks like he actually looks so miserable, like he can't wait to get out of there.
And didn't he sing a few months ago and forget all the words and just play he was drunk on stage?
Yes.
Something wasn't correct.
And everyone was concerned about him. I remember that it was like a thing.
Right.
And apparently the way the relationship kind of blossomed was they had done a movie together a while back, like quite a while back. And I guess she saw that spiral that you're talking about, and she reached out to him and said, "Hey, friend, seems like you're going through something." And then it sparked from there.
Let's smooch. Wow. But
let's kiss and see if that makes you feel any better.
Right? Seems a little opposites attract.
We'll see. It'll be interesting. You never know. Have you seen Teresa?
I saw Teresa posting that she went to a white party in Fresno. We know Fresno.
I mean, she went to that white party in Fresno.
Yeah, birthday also.
But her birthday was like a while back. I think the birthday you're talking about was like that little belated birthday lunch, girls' lunch or something. I think Teresa's world is crumbling in a big, huge way. She has nothing booked except drag shows. And then what's next? If all you have booked is drag shows, where do you go from there?
Wow. I didn't.
Right? I think honestly, I think the house that Teresa built is crumbling and we're all watching it. And I actually just I just started a new series called Deep Cuts, the souls behind the storylines, where we're going to dive deeper into what makes these key like Bravo personalities act the way they do, what creates this character and how they all get stuck in these characters. So
I watched it. It was amazing. It was great. It was about 8.5 minutes. It was perfect.
Oh, I'm so glad you liked it. Yeah, we're going to do Shannon Bedore next. So get ready.
Oh, love it.
I need to introduce you to the new woman in my life. And yes, I did say woman.
Is it it's a vibrator? What is this?
It is not a vibrator. Hold on, please hold.
Oh my gosh.
Her name is Iris, and she is the best thing that has happened to me. And I don't know when. What do you think? Is it a good look?
Love.
Let me tell you something. You know how I suffer. You know, the number one side effect of Sjogren's, aside from the fact that it dries all of your vital organs out, is what it does to your eyes, because it dries all of those juicy fluids out, and then the dried out little granules back up the piping behind your eyes. All the little tubes that connect everything, they get backed up, and so my eyes get backed up, and it's affecting my vision so terribly. But I'm telling you something, this is the most amazing. I could almost cry talking about it.
What does it do?
In all of the years that I've been suffering with these horrible symptoms, this is the only thing I've done. Every eye drop, I've done everything that the eye specialist has told me to do, my rheumatologist has told me to do. Okay, so my eye specialist tells me, do hot compresses and massage, right? He's told me that for years, and I've tried. But, hot compresses only keep your eyes hot for so long, and, you're supposed to do it 2 times a day for 20 minutes a day. Good luck being, you know what I mean? Can you massage your eyes for 20 minutes and keep hot pads on them for all that time? So here's what happened. I was actually on TikTok, and all of a sudden this guy called the Dry Eye Expert pops up, and he's explaining that there are these very specific glands that you have to stimulate and to get this stuff out. But in order to get the debris out, you have to have a certain level of heat. And so he was doing even reviews on them. And some of these don't get the temperature doesn't get warm enough to liquefy the shit. So once it liquefies, then you're back in flow. You know what I'm saying? So you warm it up to the point like wax almost. You know what I mean? Once you heat the wax, it's in flow. When it dries out, it's stuck. Well, that's basically what happens to this shit in my eyes. So when you wear this and you say, watch this. Hi, Iris. Oh, sorry, she's not on.
Oh, wow.
Is she dead?
Is she dead? Oh.
Welcome to the Renfo Air Pressure Plus Heat. And then I just say this. Hi, Iris. Strong pressure. And she has these little massaged little,
wow,
settings. She has these little massage settings. And then you do this. Hi, Iris. High heat. And then or you can do medium heat, or you can do whatever. You can fully customize it. And they have all of these different little massage settings.
Amazing.
So not only does it liquefy the stuff that's stuck and put it in flow, but then it's like massaging it out, up and out. So all of that stuff that my doctor was telling me, 20 minutes a day, massage, heat 20 minutes a day, which was almost impossible to really maintain. Hello, my girl.
Perfect.
I can't even talk about her. I mean, she is my new constant companion. I mean, and honestly, it's almost like she's created such clearance in my eyes in a way that, like, if I don't do it 3 times a day, I'm like, oh, can fully feel it. There is an absolute difference. So great. It helps people with styes, people that get styes a lot, because styes are, backed up your little
bacteria,
little things getting clogged, your, what do you call them?
Tear ducts.
Yeah, your tear ducts getting clogged and stuff. This keeps everything in flow. Really good for people with migraines. My Ryan used it when she was here, and she goes, oh my God, Mom, this thing is heaven. My brother tried it on because I'm taking it with me everywhere I go. I've got girls at work. They're like, oh my God, I need one of those. I brought it to work. I'm showing everybody just because it's helped me so much.
So where can you get one?
I'll leave the link down in the description and you can check it out, but it's everything. Oh, also there's a bird feature where there's like nature sounds and ocean sounds and all of these little, so basically, can I tell you that truthfully, here's the other thing. This thing has 10-minute setting, 15-minute, 20 minutes. I do a 20-minute and I go into the deepest meditation during this. It is unbelievable. So it's such an incredible experience.
I'm so happy.
Anyway, this is Iris.
Nice to meet you, Iris.
Yes. What'd she do to my hair?
Made it better.
Made it better. Thank you. Thank you, Iris. Yeah. So we love Iris.
I'm so happy for you.
She's the new star of the house.
Good. Can we talk about Donald Trump pardoning the Chrisleys?
I'm going to tell you something. When I saw it, I started screaming. I could not believe it. I couldn't believe it. I'm still a little bit in shock.
I still can't believe it either. I saw, so he's yoked, you know, there was a picture of his daughter just feeling his bicep.
I mean, what else does a guy have to do in prison? I mean, I'm sure there's other things that they get up to, but I mean, there's not a lot. You might as well get yoked, because if someone's going to kick your ass, you need to be prepared.
Right. Well, at least his mother's still alive.
Truthfully, there's a side of me that is just like, I just can't believe the gall of it all. But in the next breath, I think they got the shit scared out of them. They thought they were going to be in there for much longer, I think.
The Tiger King's probably in his cell going, what about me?
What about me? Yeah. Sorry.
I don't know.
You don't have a cute blonde daughter that's, screaming at the top of every rooftop. I mean, hats off to the Chrisley kids, because, I mean, I would have done the same thing. Who wouldn't? I would have been screaming from every rooftop and saying whatever I needed to say to get my parents up too. I mean, that's just the fact.
Yeah, she's so cute. She did a great job, but I was really
I swear to you, I just stood at the TV going, is this real?
Right.
Also, but can you imagine? I just sat there and thought about the joy that like that whole family was feeling. Imagine thinking you're going to be in jail for another, like in her case, I think another 4 or 5 years. And in his case, like he was sentenced to like 12 years or something. And he did 2.
Wow.
I mean, that's a good day, sweetie. That's a really good day.
Right.
Speaking of good days, Atlanta, Frick and Frack are back.
Frick and Frack
are back.
Frick and Frack
are back, sweetie. I know.
yeah, baby. I mean, Phaedra on the TV again.
When she opened that door, I was like, here we go. I was half expecting Nene to come around the corner.
That would be amazing. Yeah, we needed more Phaedra. She was just at the end of the episode, and
I know, but at least she's here.
Right. And she was on Watch What Happens Live with Andy after in her lovely tight onesie. Amazing. So
did you see on that episode of Watch What Happens when they flashed back to some of her like best moments, I think, or something? And she was talking about, I'll never forget when she said that originally, when it was something about a camel toe.
Yes.
She was saying, like, the best thing this season, I think the hottest fashion is camel toe.
Right.
And I remember when that aired originally thinking, does she really mean that? Because I was just so grossed out by it. I'm still kind of grossed out by it. I'm not a camel toe lover, but
but these Atlanta women, they bring it.
They come different. They really do.
Yeah, I'm so happy she's back.
It's out, camel toe out.
Yeah.
I love it.
And what a funny episode. What a
You know who's freaking hilarious? That damn Shamia.
Shamia is the greatest.
I think there's not a lot of housewives that I really like, oh, she'd be fun. Shamia is a fun ass chick.
And she is hot. Her body is banging.
Banging. And she is beautiful. I mean, honestly, she is exquisite. Yeah. I think she is also so talented. She really is talented. What about the way she just starts busting out in that recording session about how Drew will never have titties like...
Right. Yeah.
You're never going to have titties like this, boobies like this.
She's amazing. I'm very happy she's on our screen.
Also, she's correct.
Yeah.
Because that's never going to happen with Drew. Also, I thought it was interesting that Angela Oakley decided to disclose how much in the hole she is with those investment properties. And now, doesn't it kind of make sense? Because everyone has said that she's been asked on the show numerous times and she's always turned it down. But doesn't it make sense that she accepted the gig now? If she's got all these investment properties that she's not turning a profit on, she needs to start turning a profit probably in that marriage, because you can't just suck all the financial resources and not pay back into the piggy.
Exactly. Well, look at the homes that she's trying to sell. That one is just...
Well, she says she's like at even. So it's all this work for absolutely no profit. I mean, that's false economy, sweetie.
Exactly. Yeah, you got to fix up that one house before you can sell it.
And then Britt, I remembered her name this week. That's huge, right? I got it now. She is launching her bare naked cosmetics.
No,
right?
Cosmetics. It's her.
No, yeah, she's launching her bare naked shapewear.
Shapewear, exactly. So when you wear it, you feel naked.
Bare and naked. Which honestly, if you feel bare and naked wearing that under clothing, then that's the shit you want, because I hate wearing that shit that makes you feel like you can't breathe.
Yeah.
What I mean, that shapewear, I think I've worn shapewear like 3 times in my entire life.
Yeah,
and
twice.
It's not fun.
No.
And I think I've only worn it 3 times because it's not fun and nothing, comfort over everything.
So she's having a party at the country club launching this bare and naked. And the first she shows up and the party isn't set up at all.
Can you imagine you hire party planners and your step and repeat, everyone's arriving, the step and repeat isn't even up. You would think that would be the first thing they'd put up.
Nothing is set up. And she wants everybody to dress to the 9 because they're going to golf, and they're also golfing. So Shamia's the first one that shows up in her high heels and dressed like she's going to the ball, and there's golfing. But first of all, there's no booze. So Shamia and the girl with the pink dog, they go out and golf with
Kelly.
Oh my God, my dad and my brother.
Game queen. Yeah. Yeah, your dad and your brother. You're right.
So they're out golfing, the 3 of them, and then other people start showing up to nothing. Portia shows up and is like, what is happening?
What is happening here?
Yeah. So this party, so they bring it into the country club, and there's menus set at every table. All these tables are set up, and now Britt is freaking out because she goes to the help and says, only the table with the people that are on the show are supposed to eat. The others are not. And everybody now has a menu.
I know.
So all these people are watching Portia and everybody eat while they get nothing. So,
I mean, how does that even happen?
How embarrassing.
How embarrassing.
Very poor planning, but it was very entertaining to watch. And Charles showed up to the party.
Yeah, Charles did show up.
And so Angela brought out, about his affairs, and he's just there to be there. He doesn't care.
He's there to be there and help his wife collect a paycheck. They have to show up a certain amount of time, and she needs that money, sweetie. She's got bills she's got to pay. She's got contractors that she needs to pay.
Yeah. So yeah, that was pretty much it.
And then frickin' frack.
And frickin' frack are back. So very excited to watch next week.
Yes, and we'll give it to the end of the season and hope it.
I mean, this episode clicked for me. It was hilarious.
Well, this one was funny. Shamia saved it. Shamia, to me, is saving this show.
And the party flop was just amazing. So
I just don't know how it happens. Wouldn't you think that you would be dotting every I and crossing every T? Wouldn't you have been down there hours before to make sure it was like all prepared? Like you don't get ready until everything is set.
Right. It was just, yeah.
Anyway, moving on to the Valley.
Ooh, the Valley.
The Valley. Yes. And this week known as the Apology Tour.
Yes.
I mean, for the love of it. The show opens with Jasmine and her girlfriend driving to LAX to pick up Zach, rehashing the whole Danny thing.
Right. And I hear, and because you live there, anyone picking up anybody at LAX is
huge.
A 2-hour drive, right? Pretty much.
100%. Getting to LAX is a trek. You might as well go to Disneyland. So they go to pick up they go to pick up Zach, who's just back from vacation with his boyfriend, who I don't know, we'll probably be seeing him soon.
It says it's complicated. So.
Yes, it's complicated, but apparently they're on the same page now. Then it's play date time, and Mia meets up with Michelle. And I'm telling you something, that Michelle and Jesse's little girl is so cute. And she's so smart.
She's very smart. And my one gripe, I think, watching these Valley shows, these kids do not need to be in these scenes with these parents that are complaining horribly about the other parents.
I could not agree more.
Leave the kids out of the Valley.
Leave the kids out of the Valley. I mean, it's a weird dynamic and that it creates for those kids. Like it's already weird enough to have your parents be going through a divorce, but then to have it, the hyper focus and that little girl is very smart. And it's clear that she is well beyond her years. And so I don't think that bodes well for her either at all.
Yeah. And Michelle said that the daughter said, Mommy, are you going to get married again to whatever, the honey guy?
Yeah.
I want Jesse there.
Yeah.
To refer to her dad as Jesse.
Jesse's going to have to go or something.
Right. But
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that little girl doesn't even need to be a part of that conversation. Like that.
Right.
Well, she's in it. And you know what? It's sad when you're in, they probably both kind of use her as a bridge, which no little girl needs that weight on her shoulders. It's too much. Then what about the boys? They go to Burgers.
Oh,
this was all a lot.
This was so heavy. And I think Jason was in the wrong the whole time. I'm like, what are you?
I mean, who the fuck is he? Captain America? He needs to go talk to Danny.
Yeah, I thought it was maybe backed by Janet, but
It was propelled by Janet. You saw that scene with them sitting in, I think, their closet talking, and he goes, oh, well, after she was saying a bunch of shit, well, I think I need to talk to Danny. And she goes, yes, you need to talk to Danny.
Yeah, it was a flop. I am Team Danny, or as Nia says, Daniel. You see, when she talks about Daniel, that's all she calls him.
That's hilarious.
It's different. Yeah.
What about the fact that when they were having that talk, Jason says, well, you made her feel uncomfortable. I mean, really? If we're feeling that, if you're feeling uncomfortable about something as
taking
something like that, then life's really gonna fucking hurt for you. Does that, I mean, really? Buck the fuck up. It's called a grip. Get one.
It's called a grip, and it's called a swig off of the bottle. She's acting like he chugged the whole bottle.
Or like he looked at her up and down and winked at her while he was in there or something.
While he was closing the door.
How about you just mind your own business? Go eat your Easy Mac.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. Go eat your mac and cheese.
And then he doesn't drop it. He says that Jasmine needs more of an apology from him from that thing that happened at Halloween. He says that what happened in Santa Barbara set off her PTSD for what happened at Halloween. Now she has PTSD from what happened at Halloween.
And Danny says, okay, well, I guess I have to apologize again. So he's up for.
I mean, you got to give it to him. I would have, honestly, if that guy said that to me, I don't think I'm not sure I would have responded like that. I would have said, we talked about it. We're clear. And if she's not clear, then that's on her to come to me and say, I just can't shake that. But even then, if she comes to me, that's hers to shake, right? Those are your emotions. You need to manage your emotions. I can't manage your emotions for you.
Mm-hmm.
Because what if I apologize 3 more times and she's still upset? And this really has nothing to do with me,
Well, she did say this episode that it does trigger her, because when she goes to bars with her wife or girlfriend, men want them to make out, because that's what they like to see. Prove that you're together, make out.
Right, but choosing to be triggered by something is a choice, right? Yeah, because you could get triggered by something and it could not trigger me at all. And all it is like, I'm not going to let you trigger me. Mm-hmm. You're not going to trigger me.
Right.
How about that? You can only really be triggered by something if there's a part of you that might believe it. Because when you know what you know, it doesn't matter what other people think.
Exactly. And Luke, this whole time, he's just like, what are you doing?
Luke was wild eyes. He was like wild eyed, wasn't he?
I'd love to know what he's thinking, but yeah.
He's hilarious. Danny said that he dealt with Danny. I mean, I don't know. Did you see him? He was really given the full effort. I've dealt with a lot of shame over this.
Well, they do go to church, and Nia said they did work on it and go.
Well, and I hope that I don't think that feeling shame is really going to help anything, but to reflect on it, feel it, and understand that what you didn't make someone else feel good. Of course, that matters. But it just felt a little like he was scripted, like he knew exactly what he was supposed to say to me. I hope he meant it, because I do hope he meant it.
Right.
And I think he did mean it. I'm just saying that the delivery was a little dramatic,
Hollywood.
It was a little much. Then Jax.
Oh God.
Then Jax, did you fucking see
Jax with his dark eyebrows? It looks like he's colored his eyebrows, and this guy,
I can't take him.
I mean, he triggers me. I just want to leap through this TV. The fake tears.
Yeah.
Give me a break. I don't even know what to say.
It's horrible.
It's so bad.
It's horrible. It's so performative. He is such a fractured mental head case, the poor guy. And I think he even came out and said that when he was filming this, that he was performing because he knew what people wanted to hear. He's a mess, poor guy.
Yeah, and there's so many of us that are smart watching this going.
Jax is nowhere near healed. He is nowhere near healed, the poor soul.
No, and in the after show, Zach, who is my favorite on this show, says Jack has not hit rock bottom. And if he thinks he did, he's going to lift up that rock and go, what else is there?
100%.
Yeah.
So Jax is, I think, going to be one. Yeah. I mean, if Jax makes it out of this, I'll be shocked.
Right. And hopefully nothing really bad happens.
Well, that's what I'm saying, because I think that, I don't know.
He's
a piece of
work.
Really lost. He says, so much weight has been lifted. I can finally sleep.
Yeah.
He can finally sleep. He's going to see his son. I can't stop crying. Hold on. Let me cry.
Mm-hmm.
Fake. He's so fake. It's like every time he opens his mouth, honestly, wouldn't everyone around him just get to the point where, why would you want to even be around anyone who had zero credibility and you couldn't believe a single thing that they said? Anything.
No. Well,
and with him.
Schwartz is in these after shows, and Schwartz is just sitting like this with his arms. His body language is like,
He knows.
He knows. And Jesse's just looking at him because Jesse agrees, kind of.
And also, Jax makes Jesse look like the good guy.
Exactly.
Right? Because if there was no Jax, Jesse would be hands down the number one asshole.
Well, I say that Jesse is Jax, but smarter.
Yeah, 100%. But Jax always pulls focus because he's just louder and more obnoxious, and he can't help but make everything about him. And I think Jesse likes to sit back and just watch Jax, self-destruct, because he just sits back and goes, well, next to that guy, I'm doing all right.
Exactly.
Right? And then Kristen and Luke come over to freaking Brittany's, and she tells them about the fact that Jax has been monitoring her via the cameras.
Disgusting. But how not smart is Brittany to know that when he's texting her from rehab, I know what you're wearing. You're wearing a red tank top with ripped jeans. Wouldn't you look at the cameras that are in the house, Brittany?
I mean, honestly, it's hard not to question a lot of the things that Brittany,
Right. Yeah, so she says he's trying to scare me thinking that I'm being watched by somebody. Yeah.
You think? He sits there and says he's so much weight has been lifted, he can sleep. But meanwhile, I'm monitoring her from rehab.
Yeah.
He's a new man, everybody. He's the new Jax Taylor. And then she tells them about the fact that she tells Kristen and Luke about the fact that he actually was trying to tell her that he wanted to give it another go, but then in the next breath says, but he already signed a lease next to Tom Schwartz. And she's like, here we go again. I mean, he just never steps up. He says one thing and does the other. Oh, I want to make it work. Oh, let me go back to my frat boy ways. I mean, it's all, he doesn't know what he wants.
And he brought the counselor with him from rehab to the park to meet with him and Brittany. And the counselor kept agreeing with him that, yes, I think that's a good move that you move next to Schwartz. Really? So.
Well, it's better than living next to Brittany. I'll tell you that. Honestly. And then we're at the apology lunch.
Yeah. So they show up. What's her name? Jasmine
and the girlfriend. Danny offers to buy them drinks and he orders a water.
Good move, Danny.
And Jasmine says, I love to see it. And I thought at that point he probably wanted to throw that water in her face. You love to see it.
So he says he's sorry once again. And
yeah, he says his hope is to make sure they're heard. He wants to validate their feelings and get back to a good place, which, I mean, that's great. I wish more people should do that.
Yeah. Take accountability.
So that went well. They ended in a good spot. And then Kristen and Luke and Jesse meet up at this waffle place over on Ventura Boulevard where the food's not great and there's no mimosas at brunch.
Oh.
Because that's the place with no mimosas. And Kristen decides that she's going to drop the bomb on them. That she hears that Mr. Perfect Jason actually doesn't wear his wedding ring when he goes out.
Right, Kristen. She's just hungry to come after him.
Yeah, because she's pissed off.
Right.
And that's when Luke looked into the camera and that's when he had that terrified look in his face and he goes, I don't know why she said anything like that and it caused a lot of trouble.
Kristen Doty, baby.
But he was so I love that guy. He is cute. He is so, I think he's like the perfect balance for her.
Same. So down to earth. And
because he allows her to be her, which is great. He allows her to be Kristen, but I think he still brings a nice balance to her.
Mm-hmm. It's exactly my marriage. Seriously.
No, that's it. It's important.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's time for the party. Dun-dun-dun-dun. And Jason's nervous getting there because he has, since his big sit down, he has now decided that was too much, too hard, and he feels like he needs to apologize to Danny.
Made me happy.
Made me happy too. And made Danny happy. So that was good.
Yeah, they like each other.
Watching guys apologize to guys is a whole nother thing.
Right.
Because that really doesn't happen often, but that apology needed to happen. Lala and Sheena were there.
Oh God. And
why they made their another appearance.
Lala, and she's pregnant.
Yeah.
She was great.
Amazing. Michelle tells them about the fact that Jesse called her all those horrible names in Santa Barbara. So clearly Lala's fired up.
Talking about narcissism and all the stuff. And so, yeah, she's Lala and Sheena in these parties. And they're in the after show a lot with Brock, which.
Yeah, I know, which is kind of weird.
Yeah.
Well, wouldn't be weird if they were like part of the show more
in the show.
But it's weird that they're like these.
Brock is sitting next to Jason.
Yeah.
That's it. Just them in a room.
Yeah. What is that?
Weird.
Jesse tells Lala that she looks great. And he's like, oh, I always wanted more kids. And she's like, well, after the way I hear that you talk to your baby mama, I'm not sure that that's such a good idea.
Yeah. She bites his head off.
And then Jesse turns to the camera and goes, well, if you're gonna, I shouldn't have called her a slut, but she is a cheater and she is a liar. He's ruthless. Shouldn't have called her a whore, but she is a liar and she is a cheater. And then at the party, Jesse decides that he's going to walk over and give Jason a heads up about that bomb that Kristen's going to be dropping about the whole ring thing. And then Jason's like, are you kidding me? Are these people really even my friends?
Exactly. And Janet's looking at her, wait, is this the part when Janet's there?
Yeah. And they sit and he goes to sit down on the couch to tell her about what's happening. And at the same time, Luke comes up and he just turns to Luke and goes, Luke, what's the deal? And then Luke just gives it to him. Well, this is what we heard.
Yeah. Janet's like, give me a break.
Yeah.
And then Janet also says, Kristen Doty thinks that she's up on things, but I'm 10 steps ahead of her. She's like claiming.
And in a way, I do think that, Kristen is very much in the know, but I think Janet is calculated on a whole nother level.
Mm-hmm. Agree.
She probably has like a room in her house where she is like storyboarding shit out. She's got the red yarn, red string. This is going to happen. And when this fallout happens, we're going to make this move. And if this happens, we're going to go this way.
I love it.
Really, I'm not kidding. I think that she has had this whole situation in the works for quite a while. And I think that meeting Sheena Shea on a rooftop was step one.
Totally.
Right? So then, Luke and Kristen say that, we did hear this and we heard it from Jasmine. So then they call Jasmine over. She comes over and says, I heard this 2 years ago.
Right. And
hold on. What? Why would you even repeat? Shit, you can't even, if it happened 2 weeks ago, it's old news, let alone 2 years ago.
Yeah. Kristen's just grasping. And if this is the worst thing she's coming at him for, who gives a shit?
I know. He's like, this is it? This is all you're going to say about me?
Right.
What about Jason goes, Jasmine, you know me. You knew me when I was single. I didn't even do that when I was single.
Exactly.
Which I thought was hilarious.
Yeah.
And then the big bomb drop with Brittany. And she tells everyone that Jax hasn't paid the freaking mortgage in what, May?
Since, she left in January, 4 months.
Yeah. And like, what did she, I mean, their mortgage was cheap.
Well, and she also said it used to
didn't she say it was like over $100,000 it would have been or something?
Well, that's how much she paid for Airbnb, $100,000. So she says that Jax also hasn't paid his taxes in 4 or 6 years. So now their mortgage went up from $8,000 to $18,000 a month.
Well, why? Because they're taking the taxes out of that. They're like attaching it or something.
I guess. He's such a pig.
He is such a pig, and he really has absolutely no care, concern, regard, or anything for her or her life, her livelihood. He sits there and cries about that kid, but he's not making the house payment. He's not paying his taxes, but he loves his kid so much. He's good.
Yeah, while he's wearing the Tired Dad t-shirt. And remember when this first started happening and she came back to the house and he said, you're paying nothing for this house. She says, I pay all the bills. But yeah, so he was only supposed to pay the mortgage. She pays for everything else. But in the after show, he said he did write a big check and he cleared it all out. Who knows? Well,
he better. He better. I mean, he'll end up in prison for shit like that.
Yeah, he said, he goes, he always refers to everybody screws up on their taxes. Everybody does this. Everybody. No, everybody doesn't.
And also, he's been screwing up since he started on this show. So when does it end? When do you get it right?
Yeah, work in progress, Jack.
And then it wraps up with her telling Schwartz the same story at Jax's bar, and Schwartz did the same thing you were talking about. He just sits there shaking his head. He can't even believe it. She's like, what's your story? They're like comparing Jax stories because you know that two Jax stories will never be the same.
Yeah.
It all depends on who he's telling. I hate that. I can't take the most fucked up people are the ones who tell a different story to every person depending on who that person is, because they're just so fractured inside that they're just desperate for this person's approval. I want them to like me, so I'm going to say it this way. I got to position myself that way.
Exactly.
You're just constantly always jockeying because you're not walking in your truth. You're not solid.
Eddie Haskell,
100%. But then Jasmine, best thing she did all episode was walk around and take those Jax signs down.
No, that's right. Let's throw this in the garbage.
No, I get it. Okay, moving on to the part 1 reunion of SummerHouse.
Oh, so good.
The Snooze Fest reunion.
The Snooze Fest. Andy walks in with a bathrobe and says, you got nothing on me, Jenna Lyons.
Did it not look like they were all walking out into Care-a-Lot? They all looked like Care Bears to me. They all look like Care Bears, and it all looked like they were walking out to have a party in Care-a-Lot.
That's hilarious.
They were all dressed in pastels, and quite frankly, I didn't love anybody's. I didn't love the dresses. I didn't really love any dresses. The only dresses that I were okay with was Paige's and Ciara's. The other ones I wasn't into. I did like West's sage green suit. I thought that was a very good looking suit.
The rest people came out.
I thought Andy looked great. I thought West looked great. Andy looked great. Everybody else could have done better in my eyes.
Same, yeah.
But I did love the Care Bear situation. I know it was Snooze Fest, but for me, I'm calling it Care Bear. Because also it was Care Bear because aside from the Lexi and the Jessie of it all, everything was pretty harmonious.
Yeah, I like how when Paige sits down, she's the first one to sit down and says to Andy, let's get into the goss.
The goss. I love that too. I'm such a Paige fan.
She is, I am team Paige all day.
All day, baby. What about the fact that she said that at Christmas, she said Craig was out acting single, and that was her final straw.
Well, that was her cue to say, okay, I'm going on my podcast to let the world know that we're broken up. And she gave backstory saying that they did break up for a weekend.
Yes.
Before, and it wasn't out of the blue. She didn't just wake up and break up with Craig.
Right. No, and it's never overnight. You know what I mean? If once people break up, people have been thinking about it for quite a while. I mean, unless something major, happens.
Right.
So, and then Paige also made it very clear that there was absolutely no ring, that there never was a ring. And I don't believe there was a ring either.
Well, she said if it was, when you get it, customized, you can't return a customized ring.
No, you can't return a customized ring.
And when you watch him, they show the scene on Watch What Happens Live. And
see
you can
his body language?
Body language, exactly. When Andy said, so you return.
Dude, 100%. I said the same thing.
He went like this and looked down.
He might as well just flash liar, liar, liar.
Yeah, she said, oh, really? It was so convenient that you said you returned it the morning of Watch What Happens Live with your new girlfriend. I don't think so.
I don't think so. And how stupid was he to say I returned it this morning?
Right.
People, you can always tell when people when they get too specific. I returned it this morning at 9:15, right after I stopped at Starbucks. I mean, shut up. You could have just said I returned it. You returned it this morning of all mornings.
Right.
Funny how that happens. And then Paige also said that they talked about Ciara's comment about wanting to make out with West again. And Paige, like a good girlfriend, said, I don't think she really wanted to get back with him. She just wanted maybe a little, just a little kiss.
A little make out.
Yeah, exactly. And then Ciara herself got into the fact that she was, I knew it. I remember I talked about the fact that I think Ciara was super sensitive this season because of stuff that she was going through behind the scenes. And she has a super screwed up relationship with her dad. And then I guess her mom got married to some guy who Ciara doesn't feel is worthy. She says she doesn't think that her mom should be, settling.
Right. And she also said her mom's been married quite a few times. So
yeah. No, I can relate to that. Not that my mom's been married a lot of times, but that whole thinking that your mom deserves something more. She even talked about the fact that what's happening in her family life makes her really stressed about her future family. Right. And choosing, how am I going to choose and create a family that doesn't look, I remember that. I mean, I grew up, everybody knows I grew up in a domestic war zone. My life was like a made for TV movie. And I so vividly remember thinking, how am I going to make sure that my life doesn't look like my mom's? That was truthfully my only goal in life. How is my life going to not look like my mom's? And the simple answer to me was to just marry someone that was the opposite of my dad. Right? Because in our house growing up, my dad was the problem. My mom was the hero. And so I was just going to marry someone the opposite of my dad. And so I did. So I married Gareth, and he is the polar opposite of my dad. And then, obviously we stayed married 5 years, and I was bored out of my brains because I was like, do you even have a blood pressure? Because I was just so used to that constant chaos.
Right.
It bored the shit out of me. Anyway, that's just a total side note, but I could totally relate to Ciara when she was talking about that, thinking about her future. But here's the other thing. You can't that. All that did was just set me up for failure and a lesson that it's not about doing the opposite. It's just about doing what's true to you. And that's the way you avoid it.
So she avoided it by going to Costa Rica for a few weeks and forgetting about holidays and her birthday. So
yeah, I know. Sad.
Very sad.
And then, but I did like the back and forth between her and West seemed like the most healing conversation. I think it was good for both of them.
Yeah.
And I think that West made it very clear that he cared very much for Ciara. I think that was never in question, but I think that West knows that Ciara did share that stuff with him about how important it was to have a solid partner who's going to provide you a life that looks different than her life looked. And I think West, knowing who he is, just being real and honest, is like, that's just not where I am. And moving forward with you is just gonna, eventually screw us up because I'm not ready for that.
Right.
So, I mean, honestly, he didn't do it the right way, but he damn well did do the right thing by getting out of that relationship and not stringing Ciara on.
Yeah, and his apology was great. I loved them talking it out.
Exactly.
Or him, mostly.
Yeah, but it was nice that West finally said enough.
Yes.
And then Emerald joined the crew.
I love Emerald.
I have to tell you, same.
His dad passed away a few weeks ago. Very sad.
And he was really introspective about the way he engaged with the group. And he was like, yeah, I see. And he understood how maybe his antics kept him walled off. But
and Lexi did say, we didn't ask you maybe enough questions, but about
we didn't get to know you past the label of what was it, Orgy King or something.
Orgy King, which also got him banned from going to his nephew's birthday party because of that. His sister-in-law watched and someone watched it and said, I don't think it's appropriate.
I'm not comfortable with Orgy King coming to the kid's birthday.
Yeah, poor guy.
I mean, it is a testament to the fact that you don't have to, you can just do what you do. You don't have to lead with it. You don't have to, hi, I'm Orgy King. But also, when you're entering, what else was he going to say? You know what I mean? Hi.
Well, and he also said he only went to one orgy. It wasn't like he goes all the time. So
but most people haven't been to the kind of orgy or any orgy, and he's talking about something that everybody's like, what?
Yeah.
So, I mean, everybody's like, yeah, talk about it. We want to talk about it because who else are they going to talk about? That's like a little peephole into a world that they know nothing about.
For sure.
And then it's ToeGate.
Oh, God.
And then it's ToeGate.
And they went through it step by step.
And what about the fact that even from the get, Lexi is still just giving Jesse daggers. I mean, she's clearly not over it. She's still pissed. I mean, they just filmed this a couple weeks ago, but this all transpired last summer. I mean, this all went down. Remember, that was a Halloween party. This was months and months and months and months ago.
Right. We're in May. June.
Yeah. Is it June yet? It's almost June.
Sunday.
Yeah, it's my brother's birthday.
Your brother's birthday?
On the 31st.
May. Grace.
May 31st.
So they went step by step on how he knocked at the door, or I didn't knock. He just walked in.
Yeah.
And that's ballsy, walking into what is.
God only knows what you're going to find. But I think there was like a background conversation saying that they all kind of knew that like the headboard banging had ended, like the session was over.
And did you hear West say, did you come? Because he said it ended and quickly or what? And watch it again. West said,
if West said that, but Emerald said that they were done by the time that Jesse walked in and they were just kind of lounging naked. And so he just saddled up on the side of the bed and then, I don't know, got a sample toe suck, I guess.
Right. 37 minutes in there. They kept talking about the 37 minutes.
He did say that absolutely, that was inappropriate and I shouldn't.
Of course.
If I'm trying to build a relationship with a girl, I probably shouldn't be barging into a threesome and getting my toes sucked. Probably.
And not only that, he also said he was inappropriate with Ciara, the way that they're dynamic. And
yeah. And then Ciara, what about with Ciara when she goes, well, we've done worse.
Yeah. And I thought the worst was.
And I'm like, what? Did I miss something?
Yeah. And then they flash back to Ciara has to apologize. And they said, we'll give him a kiss. And
that silly little peck.
A peck. That wasn't worse.
No, that wasn't worse at all. And then Ciara called Lexi, turned to Lexi and called her out for all the shit she was talking on her tour.
Yeah, and she's denying it and acting like she wasn't coming for Ciara.
But she feels wronged and embarrassed. And yeah.
Rightfully so.
If you say so.
But I do love Ciara more.
Well, and then what about the fact that Lexi was trying to say that she invited them? Firstly, why did you invite them if you're so pissed at them, why did you even invite them to your birthday party?
Exactly.
It just seems ridiculous.
Jessie, for sure.
And also, like, she's wanting once again to secure her spot for next year. Lexi, if the show comes back, Lexi will be back, and the show will be back.
Ugh. Well, I know it'll come back, but Lexi coming back, boring.
Well, she's just an immature little girl who just, I think she's just more comfortable with her mom and her sister in her little comfort zone.
Yeah, for sure.
But it will be interesting to see what happens next year with the show. It'll be back. Lindsay, I think Lindsay will be back.
For sure.
I think Carl will be back. I think Kyle, I think they'll all be back.
Me too.
You know who shouldn't be back? Danielle. Next year, Danielle should not even make a guest appearance. If she is so disgusted and repulsed by the whole, it's time to move on. We're so mature. It's time. This is over. You can't look out here.
She's such a hater.
She's hater. She's like the whole hater squad.
Yeah. Dark.
Yeah, she's not my favorite.
Dark Danielle.
You know who is my favorite?
Iris.
My girl Iris. I know. I know. I look like some kind of a monster.
Makes me so happy for you.
I'm going to tell you something. It makes me so happy for me. I've said to so many doctors, even if I could have even just like 10% relief, just a little bit of relief, that would be huge. I mean, that would be monumental for me. And even just psychologically, it's frustrating to feel like there's no help, like nothing is helping. To find something that even helps a little bit, I can't tell you how much that alone
is a life changer.
Helps my eyes. It also helps my heart. Just, it makes me feel like, I'm not kidding you. She's my new ally.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Ally in my eye health, in my all of it. It really helps clears out my sinuses. You should see when I went to the ear, nose, and throat doctor. He said that he's been an ear, nose, and throat specialist for like 30 something years. He says that he's never seen anything like my sinuses. I had a sinus-plasty where they put a balloon up there to try and create space.
Oh God.
Didn't work. Nothing works because of just this constant inflammation right here. But you know what does? My girl.
I love it.
So anyway, I love it too. You know what else? Speaking of virus, you know what else? She has Bluetooth. She also has Bluetooth. So if you want to listen to a podcast, if you want to listen to Generally Speaking, you can. And do you know what's hilarious? The other day I turned it on and somehow it queued up. Oh, Jeff Lewis. All of a sudden I'm sitting there and I didn't have any sound on. And all of a sudden I touched the button and queued up. I must have had it on my phone. And Jeff Lewis starts coming through my speakers. And I'm like, this is amazing that I can.
Great.
Right? Isn't that incredible? Yeah. And then he had Vicki and Shannon on, which I have to say that the two of them together, I have to admit, did make me laugh on Jeff Lewis. But I could not get over Vicki. Vicki is so out of touch. I know. I just cannot with her.
She's a dingbat.
And also a bitch. Just a bottom line bitch.
Totally.
An absolute bitch. She's so miserable. You can't be a happy person inside and be as just... She's such a judgy bitch. She's a judgy.
What'd she say? What's she talking about?
Well, I know you haven't been watching Love Hotel, right?
No.
Well, Shannon was on Love Hotel, as you know.
Right.
She had her first night. She had a connection with this guy named Earl, who, granted, is not like.
Oh, I know the guy that doesn't eat vegetables.
He's no Brad Pitt. He's no George Clooney or whoever, Chris Hemsworth, whoever you like looking at. But he's not any worse looking than the guys that Vicki's been with.
Oh God, Brooks.
What the fuck?
What did Vicki say?
Oh, Shannon, you can do so much better than him.
Oh, Jesus.
And I'm sitting there thinking, have you seen the guys you're with? I mean, you'd be lucky if you could get Earl the Pearl. Sorry.
Right.
And quite frankly, I think Earl is a pearl compared to any of the guys that she's been with.
Except her husband. What was his name?
Dawn.
Loved him.
Poor guy.
Well, he's away from her now.
Imagine. Probably finally able to breathe after he divorced that woman.
So what about our prom picture?
Oh yeah, the prom picture.
1990 prom photo. I have one. Did you find one? Did you?
I did find it, and I fixed the color because we were so blown out of that one. But this is it. Can you see it?
It makes me look like I have such red hair. Look at that. Look at the hair.
What is wrong with me? Why can't I do this?
The hair's the greatest.
Anyway, there we are.
Yeah, let me show. I love it. Here it is without the
oh yeah, there we are, everybody. Oh, that one looks better.
Yeah.
Hi, girls.
There we are. Woo woo. Nylons. We had
nylons.
No spray tan there. Anyway,
that's hilarious.
So what about, are we going to do a hype and a gripe?
Yes, let's do a hype and a gripe.
Of the week. Let's call it that.
Okay. So, I want to hear your hype. Okay, let's go. What's your gripe?
My gripe?
Yeah.
My gripe is the Valley's theme song.
Oh, really?
I cannot. Do you know? Okay, it says, I'm all right. Everything is all right. I can't.
Everything is all right. We're white. Yeah. Everything's fine. No, we're fine.
Yeah, no. So that's my little gripe. I don't have much to gripe about. What about you?
My gripe is, and I actually text you. I text Christy about this. I sent her a voice note about my gripe because I was like real time griping. I was in Nordstrom Rack actually buying this shirt that I'm wearing.
I still can't believe we matched today.
I bought this shirt at Nordstrom Rack the other day, and they tried to charge me for a bag, and I could not believe it. I'm at Nordstrom. Even if it's the Rack, it's still Nordstrom. You're telling me that I need to pay for a bag from Nordstrom? I don't even pay for a bag at the Dollar Tree. The Dollar Tree doesn't charge me for a bag.
You're so silly. You got to bring your own bag.
I don't know. I can hardly remember to bring my own self. When do I have to remember to bring my own bag? What year did that happen?
Yeah, and it's everywhere. You know, it's everywhere. The 10 cents.
No, it's not. It's not at the dollar store.
Well,
sorry, sweetie. Why can the dollar store give me a bag, but Nordstrom Rack can't? Explain that.
I feel like it has, because sometimes when we go to Trader Joe's, sometimes and I always bring bags, but if I happen to not, I think it has to do with the checker, because sometimes I'll bag my own stuff and then they'll say, well, I'm not going to charge you for a bag today. I think they can do it or not, but I know you were pissed.
I just couldn't believe it. I can't believe that you can walk in and drop $200 on clothes or whatever, and they're going to charge you 10 cents for a bag. Get out of here.
Okay, well, let's talk about our hype.
Yep, what's yours?
My hype is I've been mouth taping when I go to sleep at night, and it is a game changer.
Okay, I need you. I need you to back it up. Back it up. Start over. I need to be fully focused for this.
Okay, so
tell me everything.
So first of all, my girlfriend a few months ago said that her and her husband are mouth taping when they sleep. It makes you breathe so much deeper. So this is what I used to use. I just used painter's tape. Yes. Yesterday, 2 days ago, I went to the dentist, and lo and behold, she had the real deal mouth tape. What? So last night I put this on my mouth, and it tapes your mouth shut, and I have not slept better. I'm dreaming.
Is amazing. This
Mouth
is
tape.
incredible.
Try it. Try it. Try it.
I love this.
Yeah, there's nothing better than sleep. So
what in God's name? I'm going to do it.
Jen, I'm not kidding.
But here's the problem. If I don't have my mouth open because my nose is so constantly.
Well, that's the thing. Some people can't do it. You know, I put in my night
Yeah, I
guard.
would die.
I put in my night guard and I tape my mouth. So people that can breathe through their nose.
Excuse me, can you put your fingernails back up?
Oh God, no. I worked yesterday.
I'm going to tell you something. I'm only doing this because I want to show, because mine are even worse.
Okay, good.
And do you know, I only painted I never paint my nails. I don't do it. I don't put any polish.
Why did you?
This was for Carla's wedding.
Oh, got it.
And I need to take it off, but I don't do polish so much. I don't even have polish remover in my house.
Right.
So I was at work the other day. Here I am at 901, handing some client this beautiful cup with this beautiful tea in it. And I looked at my fingernails. I'm like, get it together, girl.
Right.
Horrible. I just, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I paint my nails
my thing.
And get manicures, but I planted this beautiful cactus planter yesterday.
Did you get poked?
No, because I wear gloves and they look like falcon gloves, you know, like
well, they must, how are those gloves must be so thick that how can you move your fingers?
No, you just, well, and I'm also a trained cactus holder. I hold it from the root ball, you know. I'm not, look at this.
I'm terrified of oh gosh.
No.
They're so brave. I absolutely hate them.
I love them. They flower once a year. They're gorgeous. But yeah, fingernails.
Do you know Morgan and Rihanna's house, their whole front and backyard is cactus land. It's cactus land. And I'm telling you, it's almost like I won't even have more than 2 drinks there because like you got to be careful about losing your balance. And like, I just do not want to end up on a cactus. It's one of my worst nightmares.
Yeah, they're
horrible.
I get it, but they're beautiful. And I'm a professional cactus handler.
Well, then you're qualified, my love.
Yeah.
So what are you doing this weekend?
So Rocky, our black lab, he's 4 months old. He has his first with other dog training in the park tomorrow, and we're going to grad parties.
Oh, big day for the big boy.
Yeah, sweet baby. And graduation parties, high school graduation parties, kids that I've known, the one kid I've known since he was born. So
high school graduation parties.
Very exciting.
Doesn't it just feel like yesterday we were at our own?
Seriously.
Unbelievable. You better tell those kids to pay attention because you blink and it goes by.
Exactly. So what are you doing this weekend?
I have Saturday night, I have a dance party. We're doing kind of Rihanna's doing a little bit of a belated birthday dance party. Starts at 9:00.
Oh.
Starts at 9:00. So clearly, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, honestly, I don't know. I'll make it.
Yeah.
I have to take a nap. I'm not a good napper, so that's a problem too.
Same.
The only way that I can take a nap, or what I'm if I have even one glass of champagne, I'm guaranteed to nap. One glass of champagne will guarantee me a nap. That's probably what I'll do. And then I'll have a nap during the day, or just a couple hours, and then I'll wake up. Yeah, sad that I have to like store my energy to make it to a party that starts at 9:00.
Fun.
I need a dance party.
Yeah, I love a dance party.
I know who doesn't.
So this party's for Rihanna?
Yeah, for Rihanna.
For her birthday. So Are there any names that we would recognize that are going to be there?
I mean, there's some names on the RSVP list. It'll be great. Rihanna's parties are always great. And they always turn into wild dance parties, and I always have trouble walking the next day. So you can be guaranteed a good time.
I love it.
All right, my love. Well, thank you so much for being here. I love you, love you, love you. I hope you have the best weekend.
You too.
Why don't you tell everybody where they can find you, babe?
Christy May's Garage on Instagram.
Yes, everybody, go on over to Christy May's Garage and give our girl a follow. If you're in need, hey, how about that? Not only our Cactuses, succulents?
Yeah.
Are they cactuses?
Succulent. Cactus. Yes. One of the same.
But not all, but not, I mean, so what do they, so there's like the different there's got to be,
well,
it's a different genus or something? Like they're succulents, but then there's how many succulent families are there?
Well, they're drought tolerant plants, right? So
I know, but why are some cactusy and why are some aren't? Some have the thorns and some don't.
It's just like us. One's a brunette, one's a blonde, one's a,
Some have thorns and some don't.
Exactly.
All right, my love. You have a wonderful weekend and I will talk to you next time.
You too.
Love you so much.
You too. Thanks for having me. Bye.
All right, everybody, that about does it for this episode of Generally Speaking. If you've been watching us on YouTube, please make sure you reach out and smash that subscribe button. I would appreciate it. If you've been listening on your favorite streaming platform, please make sure you give us a follow, leave us a 5-star rating. We would love that. If you'd like to find me on socials, you can find me on TikTok at This Is Generally Speaking or on Instagram at The Jennifer Snook. And if you'd like to collaborate or have a question you'd like answered on the pod, you can reach me at jennifer@jennifersnoot.com. And if you'd like to get your hands on Iris or any of this adorable Generally Speaking merch, I will leave the link down below. All right, you guys, I have loved spending this time with you. Thank you so much for being here. And until we're together again, everybody, stay rooted in love. We'll see you next time.